there, Yankees fans. Welcome back to your daily fix of pinstripes, passion, and power plays. If you thought the season had already hit its peak, think again. Because what went down last night in Los Angeles was nothing short of a baseball earthquake. The Bronx Bombers didn't just show up. They took the spotlight and owned the moment in a way that sent shockwaves through both leagues. Whether you've been following this team since spring training or just tuning in now, buckle up because this ride is heating up fast. Let's talk about what just happened on the West Coast, because trust me, this one's going to be talked about for a while. In what many expected to be a routine sweep for the Dodgers, the Yankees flipped the script and turned the tables with a 7-3 stunner that felt more like a playoff preview than a regular season showdown. And leading the charge, two unexpected heroes who stepped into the spotlight and made it their own. Ryan Yarrow on the mound and LeMahieu at the plate. Let's start with Yarrow. This guy came into the game with more questions than answers. A soft-tossing lefty facing one of the most dangerous lineups in baseball. On paper, it looked like trouble. But that's the beauty of this sport. Every night has its own story. And Ryan Yarrow wrote a masterpiece. He didn't just pitch well, he absolutely baffled a Dodgers team that had been red hot. 6 innings of sheer command, mixing speeds and locations like a veteran chess player setting traps. His fastball? Down a tick in velocity. His off-speed stuff, sharper than ever. 17 total whiffs. Just let that sink in. 17 swings and misses against a lineup that had been chewing up pitchers like Max Fried and Will Warren in the games before. And it wasn't just about the numbers. It was the way he controlled the tempo, the way he silenced the crowd inning after inning, the confidence in every pitch. He allowed just one earned run, a solo shot from Tommy Edman, and everything else locked down. Yarrow's performance wasn't just efficient, it was surgical. The kind of outing that earns respect across the league, and you can bet his teammates noticed too. Now, on the other side of the ball, it was LeMahieu's turn to remind the baseball world who he is. The veteran has heard it all, whispers that his best years were behind him, doubts about his place in the lineup, chatter about decline. But when the lights were brightest and the stakes were high, DJ did what he's always done, deliver for hits. Let me say that again, 4 hits in a single night. That's not just a bounce back, that's a statement. It was his first 4-hit game since June of 2021. And boy, did it come at the perfect time. He wasn't just padding stats either. Every swing mattered. He drove in 2 crucial insurance runs, sparked rallies, and anchored the lineup with the kind of presence that only experience can bring. While the spotlight often shines on the big names and long balls, this was a night where pure hitting discipline and clutch contact made the difference. DJ showed up and showed out, reminding everyone that he's still a major piece of this Yankees puzzle. But let's not forget the rest of the offense, because what the Yankees did to Yoshinobu Yamamoto was nothing short of shocking. Yamamoto came in with a reputation as one of the best arms in the National League. Dominant stuff, elite control, and that nasty splitter that usually eats hitters. Alive, but the Yankees came in with a plan. They didn't just go up there hacking, they executed. Swing at the strikes, lay off the junk, force the issue, and it worked. Yamamoto couldn't even make it through 4 innings. He gave up a season worst 7 hits and was chased off the mound looking completely out of sync. Ben Rice kept the momentum rolling with a no-doubt 2-run shot, and Jackson Dominguez drove in another run before he had to exit the game early due to a thumb injury. Thankfully, early reports say it's nothing too serious, but obviously, that's a situation to monitor. And just when you thought the injury bug might ruin the good vibes, another twist. Luke Weaver, scheduled to pitch the 9th, strained his hamstring during warm-ups. Yet despite the setbacks, the Yankees kept their foot on the gas and made history in the process. They became the first team all season to keep the Dodgers' top 4 hitters, including Shohei Ohtani and Freddie Freeman, completely hitless in a single game. That's not just rare, that's elite. That's a performance you circle on the calendar. So yeah, this wasn't just another win, this was a message. The Yankees didn't just come into Dodger Stadium and steal one. They dominated from start to finish. They outpitched, outhit, and outplayed one of the best teams in baseball. And they did it with grit, poise, and a little bit of swagger. This is the kind of game that changes the energy in the clubhouse, the kind of game that sets the tone for what's next. With this win, the Yankees now sit atop the American League East with 36 wins and 22 losses, and the confidence is flowing. Next up, a return to the Bronx for a homestand against the Cleveland Guardians, a team with some recent playoff history against New York. The series kicks off Tuesday night at 7:05 Eastern, with Carlos Rodon set to take the mound opposite Tanner by B. And if this team carries even half of the fire they showed in LA, the Guardians better come prepared, because the Yankees are not just winning games, they're making statements. This isn't about squeaking by or waiting for someone else to step up. This is a team that's learning how to punch back, how to finish games strong, and how to rise above adversity when it matters most. Whether it's rookies rising or veterans roaring back, the pieces are starting to click. And let's be honest, this energy, it feels different. It feels like something's building. We've still got a long road ahead, but nights like this one in LA make it clear. These Yankees are locked in and ready to chase greatness. Now, shifting gears from the bright lights of Los Angeles to some of the quieter but equally impactful moves happening behind the scenes. Let's talk about Dominic Smith. His name has been buzzing around the Bronx for months, but this latest development might signal the end of his journey with the Yankees. For now, at least. Smith has officially opted out of his minor league contract with New York, making this the second time in just a few months he's walked away from the organization. It's a move that's become all too familiar in recent baseball seasons, but one that raises plenty of questions about what's next for the 28-year-old. Smith's story with the Yankees is one of perseverance and patience. After signing a minor league deal, he worked hard in AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre, putting together some solid numbers. In May alone, he posted a batting average over 3/10, an on-base percentage nearing 4/10, and a slugging percentage north of 6/10. 7 home runs in a single month is nothing to sneeze at, especially when you're trying to earn that call to the big leagues. For a player who has bounced between positions, from first base to the outfield, versatility is one of his strong suits. But even with that flexibility, breaking into a Yankees lineup that's firing on all cylinders is a monumental challenge. The pinch point, of course, comes down to roster crunch and opportunity, or the lack thereof. Despite the injury to Giancarlo Stanton, the designated hitter spot hasn't been up for grabs. Ben Rice has cemented himself there, delivering consistent production and locking down that role. First base, Paul Goldschmidt has been rock solid, leaving no obvious gaps for Smith to exploit. Then there's the outfield, a crowded field of talent and hot bats. Aaron Judge continues to be a force. Cody Bellinger is finding his rhythm. Jackson Dominguez has been contributing before his recent injury. And Trent Grisham rounds out a tough group. With so many key players hitting well, that simply isn't a natural vacancy for Smith to slide into. It's hard not to feel for a player caught in that kind of logjam. Smith has been on a roller coaster of sorts since his early promise days. Once viewed as a top-tier prospect during his time with the Mets, he has since journeyed through half a dozen organizations, including stops with the Nationals, Red Sox, Reds, and now 2 separate stints with the Yankees. Across nearly 900 plate appearances in his career, Smith has maintained a respectable batting line, but perhaps the biggest hurdle has been timing and fit. Opting out of his previous contract back in spring training, only to re-sign shortly after opening day, was a gamble that didn't quite pay off this time around. Now, as a free agent again, Smith is betting on finding a clearer path to playing time elsewhere. At 28, there's still room for a comeback, and those main numbers showed he can still deliver at the plate. But with the Yankees locked into a winning formula, his chances of breaking through here seem slimmer by the day. Looking ahead, Smith's future might lie with a team that has a need for a veteran bat capable of filling multiple roles. First, base and designated hitter spots are coveted, and a player with his experience and pop could be an attractive option for clubs dealing with injuries or offensive struggles. The question is whether he finds that fit soon enough to make an impact. In the major leagues again this season? For now, though, his chapter in the Bronx appears to be on pause. A reminder of how brutal roster battles can be when you're competing in a stacked lineup. Now, while Smith walks away, another familiar face is making a return. Carlos Carrasco is back on the Yankees' major league roster, a move that comes as Jake Woodford opts out and takes his own shot on the free agent market. This roster shuffle speaks volumes about the Yankees' approach as the season progresses. They know experience matters when the stakes get higher, and Carrasco brings a veteran presence that the team desperately needs. At 38 years, old Carrasco has been around baseball's block many times, and his return to the Bronx isn't a coincidence. He started the season on the opening day roster, stepping in when injuries hammered the pitching staff. His numbers this year haven't been eye-popping, an earned run average nearing 6 and a fielding independent pitching stat over 5. But those stats don't tell the full story. Carrasco's real value lies in his ability to eat innings and bring calm to a bullpen that has seen its share of fatigue and upheaval. After a game where the Yankees used 7 pitchers to close out the Dodgers, it's clear they need someone who can shoulder innings and stabilize the staff. This move also meant sending Yerry de Los Santos back down to AAA Scranton, opening a roster spot without needing to cut anyone else. Smart roster management is key at this stage of the season, and the Yankees are making those moves thoughtfully. They aren't just patching holes, they're positioning themselves for a deep run. Meanwhile, Jake Woodford's decision to opt out comes after a turbulent few years. Once a first-round pick by the Cardinals, Woodford showed promise early on, but has struggled to maintain consistent success. His earned run average ballooned to over 6 in 2023, and despite bouncing between several organizations, including the White Sox, Pirates, Rockies, and now Yankees, he struggled to find a stable footing. Even though he put together a solid showing in AAA this year, the Yankees passed on promoting him when Carrasco was available. That had to sting. Woodford's game has always been built around inducing ground balls and eating innings. But in today's game, where strikeouts are king, he hasn't been able to keep up. Still, his ground ball rate from his prime years was impressive, and there's a chance another team in need of a reliable reliever will give him a shot. For now, he tests the market again, hoping to land a role that fits his style. As for Carrasco, this is likely his last big opportunity to prove he can still compete at the highest level. His leadership on and off the field has been praised throughout his career, and the Yankees will be counting on that veteran presence as they navigate a tough stretch ahead. This is more than just a roster move. It's a statement that experience and composure still have a place on a team with championship aspirations. All these moves, the explosive performances, the departures, and the returns paint a picture of a Yankees team that's constantly evolving. There's no time to rest, no moment to take for granted. Each decision shapes their path forward as they fight to stay on top of the American League East and gear up for the playoff push everyone's been waiting for. So, what do you think about these shifts? Is Carrasco's return the spark the Yankees need? Should Dominic Smith have gotten a longer look in the majors? Baseball is a game of inches and timing, and sometimes it's the moves behind the scenes that make all the difference on the field. Stick around because the story is far from over. But before we continue, please remember to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support allows us to keep bringing you the latest news about the New York Yankees. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments. The baseball world has been set abuzz this week with a rumor that, if confirmed, could completely reshape the landscape of Major League Baseball. Mike Trout, one of the sport's greatest stars, is allegedly on the verge of joining the New York Yankees. What began as a whisper among MLB insiders has rapidly spread across social media and sports news outlets, leaving fans and analysts in utter disbelief. According to sources close to the player, Trout has reportedly expressed a desire for a new chapter in his career with a stronger focus on winning championships, something that has eluded him despite over a decade of brilliance with the Los Angeles Angels. Despite Trout's legendary status and numerous individual accolades, the Angels have consistently struggled to build a competitive roster capable of making deep postseason runs, which may have prompted the superstar to consider a move. While there has been no official confirmation, reports suggest that negotiations with the Yankees are already at an advanced stage, making the possibility of Trout donning the iconic pinstripes of the Bronx Bombers more real than ever. Allegedly, Trout has confided to those close to him that a new challenge might be exactly what I need at this point in my career, further fueling the growing speculation. For the Yankees, acquiring Mike Trout would be nothing short of a blockbuster. The New York franchise, long known for its aggressive pursuit of marquee talent, reportedly sees Trout as the missing piece to bolster an already formidable lineup, one that could potentially end their World Series drought, which has stretched over a decade. Sources within the Yankees front office suggest that the organization is prepared to part with top prospects and absorb Trout's massive contract to make this historic deal happen. So far, all parties involved have remained tight-lipped. Mike, Trout's representatives have neither confirmed nor denied the rumors, while the Yankees have stuck to their typical stance of not commenting on market speculation. Yet, the buzz continues to grow, and many baseball insiders believe that where there's smoke, there's fire. If this move materializes, it could go down as one of the most monumental transactions in recent baseball history. Not only for its immediate competitive implications, but also for its symbolic weight. Trout, often hailed as the modern heir to legends like Derek Jeter, would finally get the opportunity to compete for a championship on the game's biggest stage under the brightest lights. Until there's an official announcement, all the baseball world can do is wait and speculate. But one thing is certain, if Mike Trout truly makes his way to the Bronx, Major League Baseball will never be the same. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the New York Yankees, please subscribe to our channel and give us a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.